I'll go get some more drinks for the boys.
That's my wife.
Cut my dick off.
I can't believe Snoop is talking about
Do you like the Blue Man Group?
Welcome to the Thread Count Podcast.
I think he's saying Seagram's jib.
Cheryl Crow.
Your ass crack is whack. I want to put it on tap. Thank you, wife.
Oh, it's Mortarigas. You want to put it on tap? Dude, it's growing, dude.
Don't like my cups.
You don't like Bill Cosby?
It's hilarious.
How
Oh,
long?
gross.
They were long. They were probably like that.
Mmm.
They were big. It was a big nub.
Big orangutan
It was
nippies.
like this. It was like sucking on his nipple right here.
Let's start it off strong, people. Welcome to the Thread Count Podcast. My name's Shannon Laleem. I'm here with my co-host.
Joey Mason.
And our guest today is Abdul Butt.
Hi. Thanks for having me in this awkward situation.
Welcome. So we met through doing comedy. And you've been doing comedy how long now?
Since 2009. What is that?
You know, math.
That's math, right? I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's math.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Dang. I was born in
Put it in the
2009.
comment section
I was
below.
born
Is
in
that
2009.
Were you? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You'd be like 16. No, wait. What is it? 2009? 19. We're 5. That's 6. Yeah, 16.
I'll be 16.
Yeah, you look like a 16-year-old boy.
And I look like the teacher that took them.
Gosh, you guys are... All right, let's...
You're so experienced.
I like how weird this is already gotten.
All right.
Where were you teaching? Were you a teacher? What would you teach this young boy over here?
Oh, there's a lot of lessons to
When
be
you
learned.
met him, what did you teach? What were you teaching?
What?
I taught him the fine art of cunnilingus.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
That's why he looks like that now.
Are the lights flashing? Do you guys see that?
The lights flashing?
Yeah.
No.
I
Okay.
think
No, I think they're all right.
Okay.
I didn't see
Sorry.
it. I didn't
Joey's
see a flash.
haunted.
I swear to God, we'll see in the playback.
Now, now what made
Hit
you?
the button. Let's see this. Let's reverse this.
Let's make sure that he's not crazy. Because I have to sleep next to him tonight. You know, like, I have to sleep in this very spot.
I think
tonight.
you would have
I'd be
figured it
doing
out
crazy shit in the night, dude. I'd be sniffing.
Yeah.
by now. Do you breathe hard? You a hard breather when you
No, I
sleep?
just smell people in the night.
In the night? No.
Yeah.
you-
What if a sleepwalker, like their thing was just like going around sniffing people while they're sleeping?
there's probably some creepy.
But they had good intentions. They just needed a sniff.
Wasn't that your
I could
last?
sympathize with someone that just needed a sniff.
Somebody that just needed a sniff of what? Like what?
Just
What would you
the
want to
He
just?
sniffs
aroma,
me.
Love.
Do you?
They want love.
Out of
You're going off
love.
of my-
Oh, it's one of those sniffs.
You're thinking of the new thing I was saying or something.
You guys do that here, right here, in this.
Oh yeah, Shani's got a thing about sniffing.
I feel
What?
like maybe that's what brought that up. We're sniffers. We're sniffers.
You
in
guys
here.
sniff each other?
I think I just have a real strong nose.
But I don't get it. What is the sniff happening? Is it a sexualized sniff, or are you sniffing to
No,
see if
I
one
don't
of
really
you
do this.
stink?
This was all stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, all right.
It's
None of you sniff
Joey's
each other?
I
a
don't
little bit
really
of a
sniff.
nonsense guy
All right.
sometimes, but
I do
no, he
do
does.
things
He
in
does
the-
creepily come up and sniff on me. He
Sniffs
does like
on
a little bit of a Biden, you know.
A
one
little.
of
He just
those,
wants to
like-
sniff. But that's what I'm asking. Is it a sexualized sniff, or are you trying to see if she
Yeah,
smells
I'm sure
funny?
it's some horny stuff.
It's a
Oh, it's
horny
horny. Yeah, yeah.
Kind of like a dog when it sniffs up another dog.
Yeah.
But he does it on the top of my head like I'm the baby.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cheers, man. Look at us.
And
In a sippy cup in your bed.
and so what got you to start comedy? Like what was the like, all right, I'm
Doing
gonna try
stuff like this, man. This is exactly why I got into comedy.
Yeah.
Because I wanted
be in
to
bed?
jump in bed with you two.
You were like, hey,
Um,
listen, I had a threesome. I should talk about this on stage at an open mic.
If that's where it ends up, I don't know. Is that what's happening at the end of this podcast?
No,
I've
I'm
never
s-
watched a full thing through. Is that what happens at the end? Is everyone?
You gotta subscribe. You gotta
You gotta
subscribe to
subscribe.
find out.
That's great. What was the question? What did I?
What got you to start?
What got me to start?
Like, what was the inspiration?
I just like being funny, and I'd always get in trouble for being funny. And I was very frustrated by it, like especially in school. I'd always get in trouble, and I'm like, I'm just trying to have fun and be funny. Why am I getting in trouble for this? And like teachers wouldn't really hate me. Some hated me, but some of them liked me, but they were like, you're just interrupting too much. We need to teach these idiots something.
Yeah.
So I'd get in trouble a lot, and I felt like I needed to figure out how to channel this into something that wouldn't get me in trouble. And then I started working jobs, and I'd always screw around and have fun. Not screw around, I was reliable, but I would always be cracking jokes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I
being
just
the
felt
class
like
clown.
yeah, basically
The workplace.
the workplace clown.
Yeah.
And then my mechanics teacher told me to go, because he was like, you like talking, they were trying to, maybe you should be a teacher, or you should talk to people.
They're
And I
like,
was
you're
I just
annoying in the
like
shop.
comedy.
Like, you should find something else to do.
I should find something else to do. Yeah, right. No, my mechanics teacher was actually kind of pushed me in the right direction, because he was like, you should do comedy or funny, but maybe, and I just had a fear of, or I wasn't sure if I'd want to talk in front of people, or if I'd be able. I was fine with doing it anywhere else, except I've never done it on a stage.
Yeah. You had never done like theater or like singing or band
I always wanted to be in drama, but for some reason, or is it drama? What is the pronunciation?
Yeah,
People say
drama
drama.
is something
How
we
do
take
you-
when our stomach is full. What? I see a flashing
It did
light.
flicker.
Is
No,
it?
so I'm like,
Something's flickered.
going on, so I don't know if I'm in the right video mode, honestly.
What?
Is
I'm
it
a little bit spooked.
the
No,
camera
no,
or
no,
the
Joe.
lights?
It's not the camera that's doing it. It's the lights of the
lighting.
house. It's the power.
Oh, shit, that's even
Yeah.
worse.
It's the
We should-
power.
It's probably a squirrel gnawing on the line out there.
Yeah, someone's getting gaped
Something's
out.
going on with this Lake Worth Utilities. You know what I'm saying?
Someone's
Shout out to
getting
our
gaped out.
sponsor.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm coming back. I'm just so paranoid now.
Shout out
I
to
thought
our
it was the
sponsor,
camera.
Lake Worth Utilities.
No, yeah, I just saw that
I saw
flicker.
it.
Yeah, it's your lights, your camera lights.
Turn off that
It's-
lamp over there.
It's
Maybe-
probably
maybe
the
cut
whole
a-
power because the storm.
Cut a little power. Is
Because
it
of the
raining?
storm?
Is it raining?
Is there a storm?
Is it raining?
It
I
was
don't know,
pretty
but
beautiful when I rolled up here.
Like what?
I didn't see a storm a brewing.
A storm.
It looked pretty nice.
You would
out
know
there.
about the Bruins fucking Canadian. No, just kidding. I don't know.
I don't even remember where we were.
Sorry, I really fucked that up. I
Mm.
just see things flickering.
No,
We're
no.
talking about some.
I see that again. We'll see what happens here.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah,
It's not going to ruin the.
it's not gonna ruin the game.
If anything, it kind of brings to the ambiance.
Yeah, couple.
As long as the
DPs.
audio's still going, that's the bigger.
Yeah, let me
concern.
just check that real quick.
What are you doing? So, all right.
The
So the
paranoia
workplace
sets in.
clown we were talking about, and your mechanics teacher was the inspiration.
Yeah, he told me to, and he told me. So he told me you should work on your public speaking. There's this program, that was the lights, program that happens at universities called the Toastmasters, which I've never heard of until he told me about it. And he was like, you should go. They've got an open house. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And I went, and I was like, these are all nerds who really have a problem
Yeah.
talking in front of people. And I'm like, this isn't me. So I just started going to open mics and watching comedy for a little bit. I would watch a little. Yeah, I would watch and learn.
Wow.
And then I took a chance and went up, and it was good. It was not obviously great, but it was the bug when you get up there and you're like, oh, I made a couple people chuckle.
Yeah.
Maybe I should keep doing this, and that's how I just kept doing that, and it was very hard at that time when I started. There was no rooms. Like, it was very, like, now there's, like, comedy's very popular. Comedy's not
Yeah.
like it was when I'm telling you, there was no rooms. I don't know what's hilarious about that, but
I
yeah.
think he's in his head.
This is why you don't get stoned before the
I'm
podcast,
I'm not.
because
No,
then I would
I don't
be
do that.
giggling with you this whole time, and
Sorry.
everyone would be
No,
like,
no.
no,
I'm
that's
listening.
great. Yeah. It's
No,
hilarious.
Joey's just not a really good listener.
Yeah, that's
You know?
I get it. That's why I didn't get stoned, because that's how I am
The
too.
lights just flashing
Right.
are definitely a
Now
distraction.
you're
For a while,
distracted.
you guys denied it, and I was just in my head thinking, like, oh my God, I think I'm going to have a stroke. Like, is this what happens before you get a stroke? The lights flash a bunch?
I
no
think
one
you'll be
sees
all
them
right.
but you.
I
You're
think
seeing the
it's
light.
just too much power being drawn or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a lot of light happening in here.
So pretty much you started like doing comedy, and then how did you get on to like radio and TV and all of that? Like how did that all transpire?
That's what I was getting to. I think when I was saying that there's not a lot of rooms when I started. So instead of always like being discouraged, because I'd try to get on and you'd get on like maybe once in a month.
Yeah.
Like there was 2 rooms and 2 comedy clubs. There was no rooms. One of the comedy clubs, the owner had just died and his kids took it over. So they were doing it. They were trying their best, but it wasn't working out very well. So a lot of times they were canceled. So there would never be open mics. So there was one comedy club in all of Montreal at that time. So you get on maybe once a month. And that was like when YouTube was kind of, you could do stuff on YouTube. So I started doing like man on the street videos.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And one of those hit, and it was pretty popular, like in Montreal. And I got noticed from a TV show in Canada, and they saw it, and then they asked me to audition. So I auditioned, and that was weird because I didn't hear back. Like TV's super cutthroatish. Like they're not like, hey, we'll have you. Like they just like either ghost you or. So I auditioned for them and then just didn't hear back for probably 5 months. And I thought, I'm nothing of it. Nothing. I'll never get anything.
Yeah.
And then, they sent me. They called me like in the summer. Like just in like I think it was like 2 weeks before the show was going to start. They were like, do you want to come down and do 6 weeks on the show and come in and we'll put you up and everything. And yeah, that's how that snowballed. I started, I think I was like 3 years into like comedy and I had done like audience warm up stuff because of that video. So yeah, that kind of helped me, like just doing videos, because I was like, and at the time too, it's like maybe 50 people would watch it, and I go, well, listen, if I'm doing a open mic and there's 20 people in that room, then 50 people is actually pretty good. If I can get 50 people to watch me doing something funny, then that's what's the difference,
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I just kind of like plowed through the idea of not caring how many people were watching, and then it was back when like algorithms wasn't really a thing. It was
now
just like
everyone does that.
Yeah, but it's because like they're all, and everyone's following like the different methods and how to get it viral and all that. But back then, it's like if it was funny and good, like people just wanted other people to see it. Like they were like, "Oh my god, you got to see this," and that's how it snowballed. And it was kind of cool. Like everyone in the city saw it. Like some big names saw it. The owner of the Montreal Canadiens, someone had told me that because it was a video about the Montreal Canadiens and how their coach, they hired a coach that only spoke English. Yeah. And it was like devastating to the city. Like,
God.
The province was up in arms. Everyone was like, you can't, they have to be bilingual. They need to speak, or not even bilingual. They were like, they need to speak French. So everyone was upset. There was a protest. So I did like a man on the street
you speak
thing.
French?
I do, yeah. But I pretended I was an American, like a university kid, like doing videos. I'm like trying to understand why are you protesting? What's the problem?
Yeah.
And I kind of screwed with them and mocked them, and and that's how it like snowballed. And then I got a lot of hate from that.
We watched your one at the Comic-Con.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Talking to
right.
the furries, dude. It's so funny.
Oh yeah, what part was it?
They're like, you guys aren't here, you guys aren't luring kids, right? And
those guys in the
they're all
suits.
like, yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
They got all like uptight about them. Like they acted like they were.
They were totally,
They got weird.
I saw that like a year ago again, and I laughed at that part too. I was like, those guys were totally there for the kids. Very weird, yeah. That was funny, yeah. Yeah, so I would do videos like that, just do man on the street stuff, and then that's how I got onto TV, doing the political, and because it was like a political thing, so I got on a political satire show. And I do like, that news style comedy. So, yeah, that's how I ended up there. And then, it kind of snowballed with all the other stuff, the festivals and the radio stuff. And
yeah, because then you got to do Just for Laughs from so pretty much like all of this kind of led in.
Yeah, once you get one thing, then you kind of snowball it. It was hard to, Canada's like there's not a ton of stuff, so once you get once you get something like that, it helps you a lot. You know, it helps you a lot, but then you kind of have to keep it going. It's like everywhere, I guess. They just have their differences, but I ended up getting my green card. I think maybe 3-4 years after that, I applied. I mean, I didn't get it right away. I started applying for
How
it. to
long
come
did
to
it
the States.
take?
It took me like a year building my application, and then once I applied, I don't know how. I don't know if this is some sort of record, but I feel like it took me 3 months after I applied. I got a response within 3 months.
Yo, can I get one for Canada in 3 months?
I don't know
Probably
how
not
it works,
anymore.
but
Like,
my
get
lawyer
outta here,
didn't even.
American.
and-
It's a tariff now.
And to tell you the truth, the weirdest thing is it was like right when Trump, the first time when he first came in, we waited. Like my lawyer was like, we're not going to do it right now because they're just changing, presidents. So we'll wait till the week of inauguration. And we did it, and everyone was freaking out. They're like, Trump, he hates immigrants and all that. And somehow I got it in 3 months, which is insane.
Whoa.
Like, yeah.
Wow.
Not even. I think it was like January, right after like the
snuck
inauguration,
right
so
in,
the
dude.
20 something, and then like mid-March, I got a letter and I got my green card. Yeah, so
That was
pretty
on like
cool.
an entertainment visa? Or
Yeah,
what?
like
for comedy.
extraordinary ability is what it's
Extraordinary.
called. I've got an extraordinary ability green card.
That's crazy.
I've got a talent that the government recognized,
Wow.
and that's
Wait,
how
what?
I got.
Really?
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, I know what that's like.
You have to like
Whoa.
prove a lot. Like it's a lot.
How do you think Ron Jeremy gets handled at the border? Are they like
At
let
the
him
Canadian
through,
border?
Ron Jeremy, give him all the,
I wonder if he's Canada's harder to. I think for you guys, like if you have like a DUI or if you have like Canada's pretty hard for Americans to get in. If you have anything criminal, they automatically.
Really?
Yeah, it's very tough.
Even double D's? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, if you have a DUI, you can't go to Canada at all. You can't even like fly through the airport to go to
Right.
like, Europe or anything.
Oh
'Cause
wow,
I have
really?
a bunch of family members, who can't like
Who
do
have
that.
DUIs?
Yeah,
It's a normal thing.
I come from
bro.
a long line of DUIs.
Well, you're from upstate New York, right?
From Buffalo.
From
Yeah, so
Buffalo,
it's like,
yeah, that's
which is also the
DUI.
worst place to have like the like your right to cross the border taken away, because it's like it's a stone's throw away from Canada. Like
Right.
it's like when I go, my mom now lives in Lewiston,
Okay.
and so like it's like from her house you look right across the way and it's Canada. Like it's like
Right.
2 blocks,
Right.
Not even,
Right.
like across the way,
Yeah.
and then you see Toronto, like across, because it's at the opening of
Okay.
like
Lake Ontario.
yeah, from like Niagara River to Lake Ontario.
Nice.
So you see like Toronto off into the distance, and so I'm like, we're pretty much Canadians. People always like tell me I have like a weird accent.
Yeah, you guys are pretty much Canadians. Like we're right there. You guys you've got all the same like.
Labatt.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you've got all the Labatt at all the bars.
We
and
got
everything.
hockey.
You got hockey. Yeah.
Got that poutine. We have a place
We
that
got
serves
poutine.
poutine
Do you?
late
Yeah?
night,
Yeah.
all night.
Where here?
Jim
Or in-
Steak
in
out in
Buffalo?
Buffalo.
Oh man.
They got that
Yeah.
poutine, boing. They got that poutine, boing. Isn't that how they talk
Yeah.
in Canada?
That's exactly how
Yeah,
they
they
talk.
got that poutine.
That's exactly how they talk.
Yeah, you got that poutine in here.
You are spot on with a Canadian
It's
accent. That is.
It's the whiny voice. I feel like that's
Hey,
what I
don't
have
you
too.
know me? Yeah, but-
Really? Is that how they talk? I mean,
How
you
do
guys
we
are from
talk?
Buffalo. They don't
We
talk
sound the
like that.
same, kind of. Right?
No, I think we pretty much sound still pretty like Buffalo like.
We have.
I mean, to
little
a
bit of
degree,
wine
Joey's
to
gotten a
us.
little bit.
Got a little wine in us.
A little
Yeah.
wine
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
a Buffalonian.
Yeah, like it's
They
a
talk
Canadian.
like,
like
they're
that,
almost
yeah.
from Chicago, like they're gonna fucking fart on your butt. Hey,
Fart in
hey,
your butt.
Buffalo Joe, don't
Oh
fart
my
on my
God.
butt.
But so being from Montreal, would you like then have school in French?
Yeah, you would. Yeah, I
Like
was.
your whole
so
school day.
That's what I was. I think at one point when you asked me about, I never did drama because I was in the bilingual program, so I would always have like extra French stuff, or so I never got to have any of the fun,
Okay.
programs that people
Yeah.
had. Trying to be smart, and that wasn't a good thing because I would have had more fun things.
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't let us have drama. We had to do everything in French. Like even our gym class was in French.
Oh wow.
What's
Look it
that?
up
Like
in
you
you.
just have to sweat and not use deodorant.
In French. You gotta
Yeah.
sweat
It's
in
so
French.
crazy, like to think that like most of the country speaks English, and then what? Just Quebec is
Quebec, but there's a lot of pockets of French in every province across
Yeah.
Canada. Because
Yeah.
back in the day, where everyone would settle, like they would go where jobs were. Like I don't know now, everyone's trying to do remote stuff, but back then people would go to where the jobs were. So there was a lot of French. The French were really hard workers, so they would
Yeah.
send them out to. They would go like settle in mining territories, and there would be like a whole French community. So now they kind of evolved, and there's even pockets of French still all across Canada, and very like they speak French. They're very francophone. They speak English.
Francophone. What was that?
Francophone is the French. They're francophones. They speak French. Their mother tongue.
I've never heard that.
Anglophone is an English mother tongue, and francophone is a.
I've never heard that term.
No, really? Is that I feel like that's in the dictionary, in the
I'm not
English
smart
dictionary.
enough. I look at he brought some mice up.
Oh, look at that! Did your cat bring that up here to play with?
Yeah.
Oh,
Brought
He
it for
plays
you to
fetch,
lick.
but we don't.
He
we
wants you
can't
to
play
lick
fetch
it
right
and
now.
throw it for good
Oh, he
luck.
plays fetch too. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But
My
you gotta
cat,
lick his toy, then
my
throw
cat
it.
used to play fetch. Now he's
This
old.
guy.
Hey, bud. You want to play? Let me get that, huh?
Our cat
Yeah.
gets
So-
horned up, Barrett. Be careful. He's going for that penis. He literally tries to like get you hard. I swear to God.
Oh my God.
Why did you train your cat to do that? Is the next question.
No, I'm saying he does it to you. He doesn't do that to me, dude. He's sick.
Look at him.
Yeah, your cat's getting
He's
weird,
sensual.
man. He's getting weird, man.
Hey,
He's
don't
starting-
try and get me
Hey,
hard,
hey,
cat.
there's-
Oh, ah!
There's that sniffing. He got that
No,
from you
I
for
love
sure.
you, kitty. I'm
He got that
sorry.
from you, bud. He's been
Oh.
all right.
All right, just playing around. Back to business.
Jesus Christ. eh? Now, when you moved here, did you come right to Florida or?
I was in Los Angeles.
Oh.
Went to LA first. It was New York or LA, and I just always wanted to live somewhere warm,
Yeah.
which I thought LA was warm.
Yeah.
It's not warm.
Yeah. Not really.
So when COVID hit, I needed to go somewhere else. Everything shut down in California, and I went back to Canada because everyone panicked,
Yeah.
and then it just kept getting shut down, and I was like, I have to go back to the States because I can't not live in Canada. And I really didn't want to go to a major city because California, and everything's shut down, and you're just like, everyone's just surrounded by other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just wanted to go somewhere warm. And I almost went to either I was going to go to upstate New York or
Yeah.
Vermont just to be in the U.S. but still
But
close to
close,
Canada
yeah.
and home and family. But I got a friend that's his brother's been down here for a long time, and he kept telling me everything's open. And I was like, yeah, and I like it here. I've been here a few times, so I was like, you know what, I should at least for a year come down and try it. And that's how I ended up here.
Wow. You like it
Sunny
here?
South Florida. Yeah, well then we opened up, we started doing, things here. So I started doing shows, and I like it here, and it's nice here. And the weather's great. I don't want to live in that, I talk to my friends
Tan up there
in Canada, definitely not, buddy.
because you're tan as fuck, dude.
It's a lot warmer here.
You're tan as hell, bro.
I like to sit in the sun when
You're
I can.
tan, dog.
I know. You don't like it?
I love it.
You're pretty
I'm
pale
white as
for a
fuck,
guy
and I'm
who-
red. Right now, I'm
Lives
going
in
through a
South
red
Florida.
Why are
phase
you so pale though?
because I'm allergic to things I eat.
But why are you pale?
Because I take Miralax every day and flush out the nutrients.
But I don't understand. So what does that have to do with not being able to sit in the sun? You can't do that? Or you don't have enough
skin
vitamins
gets
in you?
redder than it is now, dude.
Really? So you
I'm a
can't
red boy.
tan?
No, I can get a little darker, but
You're probably the whitest person in South Florida.
probably. No, there's some whiteys, dude. There's some
Really?
French,
I'm pretty white.
French
yeah.
whiteys around here. You know
but they
the-
came
no,
from
yeah.
a cold place. You live here. You should be a lot more tan.
Does all it take to be French in Canada is just knowing how to speak French?
What? How'd you guys end up down here?
Um,
you're
Marine
school,
science
right? Yeah, school.
and just wanting to get away, wanting to live in California, but not having enough money. So we moved to like, hillbilly California. Palm Beach
Listen,
County.
this is great, man. That's what I always tell people. I'm like, California is like, everyone went there back in the 60s and that, when it was like, you could be artistic, you could say what you want, it was cheaper to live, it was nice out, and that's not there anymore, and Florida's got that.
Yeah.
Cheaper to live, you can say whatever you want, you can try things, It's great. Like, honestly, I love the stages here because you could say, as long as it's funny, they're going to laugh.
Yeah.
But you don't feel the same kind of pressure in other places where you're like, everyone's going to, or maybe they'll judge me, or they're not, someone's going to come up. Like, no one's ever come up to me at a show here and like cried because of a joke I said, or tell me I can't say certain things. Like, they don't care. Ooh, cat's not happy. They just don't say it here. Here they let you, as long as you make people laugh, they're happy. So
yeah, to a degree.
Which is great. I mean, you don't get that in other places.
We've had a couple crazies.
Really?
You
get
would
in trouble?
never leave then, you think, at this point? Like, you're not interested in like going to another scene?
Unless there was like another scene that wasn't in a terrible city that was like overpopulated and trash everywhere, and the crime is just out of control, and I don't want to live in any of that anymore. Like, I lived in that. I was in LA. I saw it.
Yeah.
I don't know why people want to live in that. It's like, I get you got to follow comedy and the routine of everything, but it's like, man, if you can go to a market and still work and do shows and make people laugh, and and everything's on the internet now, so if you want to focus more on pushing your stuff online, I mean, I think it's a better idea than going to an oversaturated place where you're just fighting for stage time all the time and everybody's like very aggressive about it. It's like, you're not creative because, I don't know, some people, I guess their brain's wired that they can do that, but I kind of have to be in a good mood to be funny in a sense. Like, I kind of have to feel comfortable in my life, like not feel like I gotta like keep my arms up against everyone, and it's a dog eat dog kind of society that you're in. It's like, well, that's not fun. What the fuck is the point of this? So it's I like it here because people are just kind of a lot more laid back, as much as, I don't know, everyone's got that stereotype of Florida being very, I mean, there's the aggressiveness, but I find the comedy scene is pretty laid back here. People are pretty chill. It's not nearly as aggressive as it was in Los Angeles. Not even close.
I've heard like people like will wrestle to like write their names on lists.
Oh, there's so much crazy, and then it's just the fakeness of the people is just like, you can't. I don't even know how you lit. Like, there's no honesty. There's no like everything. Everybody's like, you're talking to someone, they're like looking over your shoulder to like, is there someone more popular or famous, someone I could meet that so it's like, how is that a real place? Like, it just feels so fake. And like, how do you be a real comedian at that point when you're living in so much fakeness? Like, you need to have some sort of
relatability, like realness.
Right. Exactly. So if you're not in that, it's like, you're just going to turn into a fucking smug asshole. Like, you know? So I like being in a real place. I mean, I love, honestly, like touring Canada, like small towns. Like, I love touring small towns. Like, it's like the funnest. They're so happy that you're there, and they just want to have a good time, and it's not like a judgy, atmosphere at all. Like, small, like Florida. I find Florida, the scene like that, like, it's like going across Canada. Like, I did a show the other day, and it felt like it totally had that vibe of like, you're in a small town in Canada. Like, it was like a rec center feel. Like, all these people, like, there's so much cool, like, I don't know. It's a different vibe to do that than to like be in cities all the time, which is, I mean, I still love that too. But they're just both different. But I like living in a sane society. I think.
And you've done acting or what? Like, is that we saw your acting reel?
You saw my acting reel, and
we saw your acting reel.
We watched some good stuff, dude. Fucking hornball, dude.
That's hilarious.
We researched.
Freaking hornball.
Hornball, what's that? Was I in a... or you...
I don't know. It's nothing. It's nothing.
You're hilarious.
That's just
I need to
Joey
know
saying.
your terms and where you come up with these things.
No, a hornball. Like, you're a horn. That's like you're a hornball. You're a horny
little
dog.
Monster.
I'm a hornball?
I saw
Is
you
that
trying
my
to
acting
gape out,
reel?
like 7 of the people you're like who are helping you film and the outtakes. In the outtakes.
I've done a few like small things. Nothing like I'm not like really I don't really particularly like acting. I mean, a lot of my stuff is either it's like my style of comedy fits it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not like I've done auditions for things, and I'm like sometimes even I get sent something, I'm like I don't want to do this. This isn't.
Yeah.
I know
It's
I'm not
not-
going to get that.
Yeah.
Know, so I'm not going to even try.
You're
like,
more
I'm not
interested in just like comedy.
Yeah, comedy. I'm not
Yeah.
like a serious actor or anything. I feel like maybe at some point, maybe I'd like to try that, but I'm not interested right now. I like doing comedy things, and yeah. And again, everything's changing now, so it's a weird. I don't know. It feels like the entertainment scene's different than it used to be. So like, I'm not as interested as I used to be to get into acting. I feel like all of that stuff's gonna die out soon at some point. And even now, like some of the commercials, like show business is so dead that like
YouTube shows are going to Netflix, that type of shit.
Well,
You know what I mean?
you
It's
even
like-
see like you're like I see commercials now, like you see like DoorDash, or you see all these commercials where like things that like I would audition for, and it's like these
DoorDash.
huge name. No, but I'm just saying like commercials for.
That is funny to
You know what I mean?
picture
Like,
you delivering
things-
DoorDash.
No, I just like commercials that you would see like actors or like comedians like auditioning for, trying to make it up the ranks.
Yeah.
Now it's like the most famous actor or
Yeah,
that's doing it. You're like, is there no movie roles anymore? Which there aren't, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause they're
the
all
movies they
doing-
make our shit, dude.
Well,
we were
that's
just
it.
saying that.
And the money budget wise, and I mean, the money sucks. Like I don't know if everyone's kind of propping it up, and I mean, there's definitely people that are making a lot of money, but there's so many things. When I was in LA, I met a guy that was on, I forget the name of it. There was like a Netflix. It was like a mockumentary where you probably know this. They were drawing at the start. They were like drawing dicks on all the cars.
Oh yeah.
It was like
yeah,
remember that
yeah.
mockumentary type
yeah, I forgot
thing?
what that was called.
I met a
yeah.
guy, I can't remember his name. He was on, I think he was on all 6, I think it was 6 episodes or whatever. Or he was on like the 6 episodes, and he got paid like, it was like $1,000 each episode.
Oh, what?
Flat fee, nothing, no residuals at all.
Yeah.
And then it took off. Like they filmed it thinking it was just going to be like a throwaway thing on Netflix, and it actually like exploded. He didn't make a dime more.
Yeah.
So it's like the money isn't, and I've got friends, friends in LA that did things in like big movies, and they made like a ton of money just off like, and they were in it for like a fraction of a second, but they made good money just on residuals and things.
Yeah.
And then you do, this same friend of mine did a
Herpes
thing.
commercial.
No, he did. He actually acted in an Amazon Prime, like a streaming thing with, I think it was Nicole Kidman. And he was telling me that, he was just telling me the other day, and he's like, dude, I made like $4,000 on that. And I know like the residuals were shit. There was like no money you get after. And then you do a movie with like, you're in it for like half a second and you make like $80,000. You know, like it's just the difference in what
It
you
just
used to
varies.
make
It's a-
to now what you're making on streaming things is nothing. So
It's
the
like a Russian roulette.
industry, yeah, the industry is going to change, I think. And that's why everyone's doing their own thing now, the web stuff. And
Yeah.
because if you can build your own brand and sell it and make money and ads and all that, you're doing your own thing. But like the mainstream of trying to climb the ranks and getting on a show and
Yeah.
doing it's like the show will pay shit and it's going to suck
Yeah.
because they're going to cut corners and they're not going to film it good. And
Yeah.
so it's like, I don't know. It's kind of sad to see the way that the industry is kind of like going downhill. They're not following, like keeping up with how they could keep up with how cool
They ain't keeping up with the Joneses.
with
Do
you
you-
guys doing this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is so great.
Watch for the gaping coming up next.
Now, oh jeez, the gape threw me for a gape.
Sorry.
Threw me for a gape. I was
happen.
I was gonna say that. Do you have any like crazy stories from being on the road and traveling?
Crazy stories from being on the road.
Any kids
traveling.
out there?
No kids out there.
Were you just dumping city to city?
No,
Just
no.
Dumping fucking trucks.
no.
You sick bastard.
Craziest stories actually, like when I was working on that TV show, like there were some pretty crazy moments because I was like always in like news scrums and around politicians, and so there was like some like I interviewed he was a I don't want to say prisoner of, he wasn't a prisoner of war, he was like wrongfully detained is the real word.
Okay.
He was wrongfully detained. They sent him to Syria. He was tortured.
Oh,
By the
just for
Canadian
being-
government?
The Canadian government sent him, the U.S. government or something at that
Yeah.
time, like asked the Canadian government to, I don't know, I forget what the real story.
Was he Syrian?
He was Syrian. He
Okay.
went there, and then when he was trying to come back, they detained him in Syria,
Yeah.
and then they were torturing him, but it was like through the
Yo,
U.S.
I'm never
government.
going to Syria, dude. If they torture
Right.
people, just
Syria
write
later.
them out. Oh, Syria later.
Gosh, you guys are hilarious. But I ended up, I interviewed this guy, and just like talking to a guy that was like tortured, in these, sorry about that. It was such a weird experience, but not only that, but it felt like we were being watched.
What did they do to him?
They pulled his fingernails off.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like they fucking slapped him around.
They didn't
some.
regrow, right? They don't regrow, right?
I don't know. I didn't
Oh,
get a
you
good look at his
see-
hands.
They
I
don't
wasn't
regrow?
really thinking about that.
They don't regrow. They can't put implants in. That
Don't they
grow?
regrow? I feel like your nails
Yeah,
regrow.
yeah, they
your nails
regrow.
regrow.
I think that if you rip the whole thing out, it doesn't.
Okay, what
Really?
else did
Okay.
they
Yeah.
do? What else did they do?
I don't know what else they did. They did
Okay.
some pretty bad things.
That's
to him.
enough. Okay.
But when we
That's
went to
probably the-
interview him, so basically my idea of interviewing him was because he got like compensated from the Canadian government. They gave him money because he was tortured and all that. So there was a politician that was getting like grilled in Parliament, basically because he was claiming travel expenses, or he was claiming another house in another place. So he had travel expense. He had to fly back and forth all the time. So he was like fudging the numbers. So everyone was like hunting him down in Parliament, and he was like, "No Canadian's ever been treated the way I'm being treated right now." So I thought, I pitched this idea. I was like, wouldn't it be interesting if like we interview this guy who just got tortured and he's a Canadian citizen?
And you got to do that?
Yeah, so I actually got to interview this guy and
Ooh,
be
I have
like,
to watch that later.
I was
dude.
like, I'm like, I mean, this guy's being really, I mean, you've been tortured, but this guy's really getting
Yeah.
he's getting a shakedown right now, So it was just that moment was so, like, interviewing was such an interesting thing, but for sure it felt like we were being watched. We had, like, while we were setting up in the hotel room, and this is like in Canada's.
You probably were, dude.
Canada's Washington, I guess you want to say, or our nation's capital. It was in
Yeah.
Ottawa, and we're in this like hotel where like all these government officials are always in.
That's how you say it? Ottawa?
Yeah,
Ottawa.
Yeah, we say it Ottawa, yeah.
Ottawa. You use it
Yeah.
like an A, like you
Ottawa,
pronounce
yeah.
the O like it's an A.
No, Ottawa.
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 Yeah.
That's what I said. What
Ottawa.
The fuck did you say?
Ottawa.
Where are you from?
Ottawa.
Are you guys from the
Space.
same town
Space.
in Buffalo? Are you?
No, we are.
Are you from the same town?
No,
really?
we are, yeah.
We're cousins.
Yeah,
It's
that's.
believable. Honestly, we don't want to do DNA tests.
I don't know if you guys are cousins, but your parents must have been cousins.
Everyone knows
Yeah.
each other.
You came
around
out. You came out with issues, my friend.
I've got issues. You got them too.
Why are you guys even asking me serious questions? I feel like I'm just being set up to be fucking.
fucked with. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, dude. What's
You're like,
are you into
tell me about
music?
your interesting story that you have. You believe this, jackass?
no.
Gaping.
Wait,
Huh?
I'm sorry.
Well,
Wait,
I
let's
don't
go
know
back
what
to the
type of-
story. Let's go back
Gaping.
to
I don't
the
even know
story.
what story we were on.
No,
here.
it was a good one. What the fuck did we just talk about?
You thought that you were being watched in Ottawa.
Yeah.
There was we were setting up in this hotel room to film it. So we'd set up the camera guy setting it all up.
Just
and
like this.
Same thing. Lights, putting the lights on, getting ready for the two-way
sex.
interview.
Yeah.
And we get a knock on the door, and the camera guy goes over and he answers, and it was like this little Asian woman, and she was like, "Oh, do you want you need a room service?" And we're like, no, we're good. She's like, "You sure?" And she was like trying to like bust her way into the room.
Whoa.
And the camera guy's like, "No, we're good, we're okay." And she's like, okay. And then he closes the door, and we're like, that was weird. And then 5 minutes later, the guy knocks on the door. We open it. He comes in. We sit down. We're setting up, and we're in the interview. And she just storms in. She's like, "You need towels?" She has towels. She swiped the card and opened the door and came and was like, you need anything?" Like, just to look around at what we were doing.
What?
And we all like all the producer, the camera guy, we all looked at each other after, and we're like, that for sure was somebody coming to see what we were doing in here. Like that felt so weird. Like how she kept trying to come into the room and see.
What if
was
all your
happening.
pants were down?
I don't know. Maybe she would have joined. You know what I'm saying? Right? That would have been
at
fun.
least like added baby oil from the top row.
That would have been great.
What if when you walk in on something crazy in a hotel room, you're allowed to stand at a high vantage point and just pour baby oil on whatever you see is going on?
I had a crazy situation happen to me one time when I was driving back and forth from here to Buffalo.
Okay.
And I was with my friend, and we had to be like 21, each of us. And we were staying at a hotel somewhere in North Carolina, like halfway through kind of deal.
Okay.
And we checked in late, whatever. We're in the room hanging out. And then all of a sudden, like, somebody tries to get in our door, opens the door. Like, we had, like, the latch thing closed, like the emergency thing. But I was like, what the fuck? Like, and I ran towards the door and I locked it. And I was like, what the hell? And I look outside and it's like some guy and a girl. Like, it looks like a husband and wife. And I was like, what the hell? What the hell are you doing? Like, how'd you get in here? And whatever. And they're like, oh, like, we have the key. Like, this is the room they just gave us. And so then I call, like, downstairs. I'm freaking out on them downstairs. I'm like, there's two of us in here. And, like, you just gave a key to us? Like, that's so dangerous or whatever. And we never even got a refund, which is crazy to think about.
That's happened to me. I walked in on someone sleeping. We got to the hotel and I got the key and I walked in the room and I'm like, and I
That's
just
a major mistake.
I just see feet in the bed.
Did
And
you
I'm like,
did you
holy
go
shit.
hey and then run?
You're in my room.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
No, yeah, I just closed the door and went downstairs. I'm like, you gave me someone's in that room.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, yeah,
They didn't wake up?
No, they didn't wake up. I know. I mean, not
Imagine
that
what
I
you could
know.
have done to them.
Oh my god, yeah, you could have fucking done
could have
whatever.
smelled their
Gosh,
feet.
God, what are you doing?
He's trying to fluff up that
No,
dick.
I'm saying in the sense of have you heard about that guy who went in and was like licking people's feet
No, what? Oh wait,
at
what?
the hotels?
Oh no,
Like
I
a
thought
hotel
okay.
staff guy
No, there was a guy doing that.
sniffing him or licking him or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. He was like licking feet and
Yeah.
sniffing feet.
he was
got
doing some
caught.
weird stuff, and he got caught.
There was a Canadian comedian that was doing some weird shit like that to comics, and I don't know how he's still touring. But he would get young comics, and he would like tell them like, "Hey, I got this audition," and like I know comics that actually this is the difference between guys and girls. Like if it was a girl, it would have been like fucking huge, like sexual assault thing. But because it was guys that he was doing it to, every guy was just like, "What are you, fucking nerd? Why would you do that, you idiot?" But he would like tell them that he was like he's got an audition, or the producer. It's like a role for a thing. The producer wants to see your feet for some role. You could, and then he's like promised some of them like you'd get an Xbox if you sent the video. Yeah, dude, straight up. And like young
honestly,
comics,
I
we're
would get
sending
for an Xbox, dude. I'm not
we're
fucking
sending
paying for
him
that.
videos of their feet, and like legitimately until like a few of them figured it out, and then it started to come out, and then a few people are like, "Wait, I sent him a video. That wasn't real." It was, yeah. That's a real thing that happened in Canada,
He's
and
got a foot fetish.
he's still touring and doing shows. But yeah, interesting. It was very interesting to see. If it was a chick, it would be a whole different ballgame.
How do
Oh,
you
yeah.
get in the feet? How do you?
I
get
don't
into
know.
that?
It's so weird though. But like to do that, like, man, how would you like to coerce young comics to like?
I think
Send you
people are
pictures.
born that
Fucking
way.
so
Hey,
weird,
if you want to
man.
get booked on my shows,
So weird.
send pictures of your feet that I can sell.
But then again, like, yeah, like who would
No,
even
he-
think that sounds like a real opportunity? Like maybe the producers want to just see a video of my feet right now.
Yeah,
I feel like people would still do it even if they knew what it was for.
Right? You
know,
think?
some of
Oh
these
my
people are
God.
desperate enough for a
Right.
spot. You know,
Right. Yeah, it's so interesting when you yeah, there's probably so many of those crazy stories out there for like young comics trying to do something.
you never had anything like that happen to you in LA. Or
No, I've
anything?
never, I feel like he might in this fucking scenario right
I would
here.
do that. I would.
But
do
other than that,
that,
no. But LA is a weird place. Definitely, there's a lot of yeah.
Situations like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird
Have you
place.
ever had any like crazy heckler experience in comedy? Like, have you ever had to?
Nobody that
destroy a
like
heckler
everyone.
or-
A woman shot a basket of popcorn at me once. That's about it.
Ooh, threw a whole bag of popcorn at you.
Yeah, it was hilarious because it was so light. It didn't even make it. to
Little
the
corn
stage.
shot.
Little corn shot. Just try to get me a little fucking
Yeah.
cornhole.
Corn shot.
Yeah.
But it's other
corn.
than that, I mean, it's always, I don't know, white women. It's always white women. I don't
It
know what
always is. I feel like
every single time I've had it in a scenario like Yuck Yucks in Toronto.
Older?
There was a big thing. Yeah, like I was on stage and I was just like digging in. It was right when Hillary just lost to Trump, and I was like digging in to women for losing to Trump, and she just kept, and she was so furious, and I couldn't really tell because it was super bright, and I just hear like something in the back, and people were laughing, so I wasn't even, and I kept digging in, and I remember getting off stage and like the sound guy just running up to me and be like, dude, that was the funniest. She was so mad, and you kept going because I didn't know that she was upset, but I
You
just
couldn't see
heard
her. Yeah,
commotion in the back of the room.
Yeah.
And the owner of the club had to kick her out because she wouldn't stop. And she was like, we can't have this on the, and everyone was laughing, but it was just her.
Yeah.
And then even recently, last year I was in New Brunswick, and a woman was crying after the show. She came up to me and she was crying. She was like, you're making, because I don't know, whatever it was, like I was just making fun of the times, and she was very sensitive about it. But I always have that barrier of the older white woman that
Yeah.
just feels like I'm
I feel that way,
responsible
too.
for their feelings and why they feel that way. And it's an interesting time, definitely. I've never had that in here, though, in Florida. That's why I say it seems like the crowds are a lot more. You've had this? Have you ever had the...
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, like the day that Trump got shot, I went on stage like an hour later and like said some shit. Just like being like, oh, like it was crazy because he came up like pumping his fist like a Jersey Shore with a new piercing. It's like,
And a woman was upset with you?
yeah, she was probably some Trump supporting woman or
Right.
something, and like got all like angry or whatever, and like I was like, whatever, bitch, like,
Yeah.
and like, and we kicked her out, and it was like a whole thing, but. I've seen that before a couple times, but I feel like, yeah, it always ends up being like a woman over 40,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And I don't mean, like, I don't want them to be mad. Like, I mean, you know.
No, that's not,
it's
that's not,
the point.
come
right?
here and laugh.
Yeah, right. So, but I'm not going to give in. Like, I'm never going to apologize. I'll never apologize to anyone that.
Oh, no.
If the crowd's laughing, I'm never going to apologize.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just you just don't like it. So I'm sorry that you feel that way, but it's not something I did. you
Some
know?
people don't like Taylor Swift and they're wrong, you know?
Well,
I love Taylor
I
Swift.
know. I was going to say you look exactly like a guy that would love Taylor Swift.
I like Tay Tay. No, I
Sweater
didn't for the
screams.
long time.
You did you get that sweater at the Taylor?
Shannon's sweater.
Is it?
No, it's mine. I think I made this one. This
You
was
made
me
that
back in
one.
the day. I used to be like this.
Yeah.
No, I'm like this. I'm still like this.
He's still like this.
On
I'm
the
like
inside.
this.
On the inside.
Was it hard like in Buffalo? Is it smoking weed? It's legal now in New York.
When I was growing
Or
up,
when you were
it was
growing
like
up.
cops would come to your house. You know what I mean? It
Right.
was like not cool. And now it's like nothing here. No one gives a fuck.
It's
we're in
very
Florida.
interesting. I remember like my first time going to the States, like as a pot smoker, and I met a couple people, and they were telling me they were like 20. We were all like 20 at that time, and they were like, we went to rehab. We got caught. One of the kids got caught in high school with a baggie that just had like crumbs, like just leftover residual weed.
Yeah.
And he like got kicked out of school,
Oh, wow.
had to go to rehab, had like his whole life was upended just
Yeah.
because of having an empty bag of weed. And I was like, coming from Canada, hearing this, going, that's insane. Like,
Yeah.
I've had friends get caught with like a bag full of weed, and the school would just be like, we're going to confiscate this and tell your parents, and that's it. Like, you didn't go to jail or like get
Really?
New
in
York used to be pretty crazy. Kids got kicked
America
out of
in
college
general.
for it, and it was
Yeah,
college.
Yeah, it's wild. Wow. Yeah. Right.
You know,
Get kicked out of college.
Yeah,
for
people got
fucking
kicked out
weed.
of college for sure.
it was like second strike you're out or something.
Third, yeah, it was a 3-strike policy. Yeah,
for weed.
for
Man,
well,
we
or
used to go to-
drinking,
we used-
because
really?
you guys in Montreal, that was like a thing in Buffalo, is that when people would turn 18, they would go to Montreal.
Yes, this is we're a bad influence.
Because you can drink at
Yeah.
18 and like you can't in the States until you're 21.
So crazy. Yeah.
And that's only the case in Montreal, right?
The rest of Canada, I
Well,
think
it used to be
Ontario's
19.
19,
Yeah.
it's 19 in some places, but
Yeah.
Quebec is 18. And yeah, we're just like, man, we were buying beer. Like my friends would buy beer at like 16. We'd go to the strip club. We're 16. We went to the first time we went to the strip club. Like it was
Whoa.
it was down a highway.
We all just like had like wet pants. You're like,
dude,
you
we're-
come, bro. You
Weddings.
just fucking cum in your dick. Your dick's leaking onto your kneecaps.
You're hilarious.
Dripping.
We would wear shirts with like a collar and like if you had a chest pocket, whatever. You
Yeah.
put a
Yeah.
pack of smokes in there
Oh yeah.
because you could smoke back then.
Oh,
So then you put a pack of smokes.
real cool guy.
And then you'd light a cigarette. I never smoke. I didn't smoke, but
Yeah.
we'd let you light a cigarette. And you look like you're old enough.
Did you play
And you go in
lacrosse?
there, and you just look like a bunch of kids. No, I did not play lacrosse.
Oh, lacrosse is a big Canadian thing
it's
too.
a big. It is a big. It's
Joey-
I think you guys too, right? New
Yeah,
York?
yeah,
New York's
for
a-
Buffalo, for
yeah,
I
sure.
had
Buffalo's
some
a big-
cousins on the Bandits for a little bit.
The Bandits. That's
Yeah.
a popular organization.
Buffalo Bandits.
Buffalo.
Buffalo
like-
Bandits.
The Buffalo
it's
Bandits?
Box league.
Okay,
like
no, I never
professional.
followed. I never followed lacrosse.
I know something about box, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, is that how you do it?
The
Wow.
flashing is really fucking with my shit.
It is kind of
guys.
crazy, honestly. I don't know.
I
if
know
what's
it
going
is.
on.
I'm like, this
The
episode
flashing?
is gonna be pretty wild. Yeah, you guys not seen the flashing?
I've noticed it a couple times.
I didn't notice the flashing.
Okay.
I've been distracted to the way you eat box.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I do it.
I don't know.
You into music, brother?
Am I into music?
Yeah.
I do like music.
What do you like?
I like a lot of different styles. I mean, rock and roll is my big thing. I like blues. I listen to rap.
Like what kind of stuff? What kind of rock and roll?
Rock and roll, like AC/DC's. That's my favorite band.
Dang.
I like rock and roll. Like I like
Dang, Rough
80s. I
Riders.
like,
Metallica.
not huge on Metallica. I mean, I like Metallica.
Yeah.
I respect
Like more
them, but I'm not
classic
huge.
rock. You like
Like
some
classic
Lead?
rock. I like I'll listen to CCR.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, listen to some. Yeah, I like.
Didn't you do the drums for them, baby?
You did the drums?
Yeah, but I didn't
You set
stay
up
for
the
the
drums.
concert. I was an idiot in high school, and I was interning for an audio company that was doing like the back line, which means like they supply the instruments for CCR,
Oh.
like John Fogerty,
Nice.
and I like set them up and like helped tune them and did all this shit. And then the next day was when they were gonna be there to play, and I was like, no, I don't want to do any more work. I'm in high school. And I didn't go.
Wow.
And I could have just like been helping with the audio for Johnny G. Wait, what's his name? Johnny F.
John Fogerty, yeah.
You did the same thing with Magic. Joey's like done like
I did the
audio
same
stuff
thing with
for-
Magic. I was like, I worked like 7 a.m. until like 11 p.m. Got home from the city at like 1 a.m. and then would have had to go back in the morning. And I was
You
like,
guys,
I can't do this shit.
Definitely got probably cooler bands that would roll through. Like you'd get like the
Oh yeah.
the fairs. Like you guys get like cool.
Where are we talking about?
Well,
like-
Montreal's far. It's like 5 hours from Buffalo or something. It's like north.
Yeah.
It's like up there.
Yeah, we get good bands, but we don't get like even here. Like I find like you see
Yeah.
who is it? Like there was the other day there was what's up? Brett Michaels was playing, in Pompano. I was like, man, I don't think you'd ever see Brett Michaels playing in Montreal. Like it'd be very rare.
You
know,
do
like,
get
there's
all
certain,
the like trying to grab one last hit.
yeah, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
kind of like, it's cool that you can like, I'll go see that.
I like
never,
that.
you
The
know,
old people
We've
love it,
seen
yeah.
we've seen Shaggy, we've seen
there
the
you
Mighty
go.
Bosstones, we've seen what's that-
Boston's.
what's that? Oh, we've seen Edward Sharpe a couple times for free. Like Buffalo used to have all these like free concert series.
Nice, yeah.
things. So we had seen like a bunch of them, and then like Goo Goo Dolls, a bunch of those like punk bands were from Buffalo, like Cute as What We Aim For, and all of that.
Very cool. Yeah, no, my brother's like the rock guy in Montreal on the radio station. He's the,
really?
he's the DJ. Yeah.
Well, what's it called?
Shom is the radio
Shom,
station.
and what's his name?
Bilal.
Coming to you, Shom. Is that what he sounds like? My name's Shom,
And his-
motherfucker.
Not at
Hey,
all.
yo,
And his
my
last
name's
name is
Shom,
Butt?
Yeah.
That's your last name. That's
Yeah.
your real last
Yeah.
name.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been to like a lot of rock concerts because he always would bring me to shows. So I love, and he's a musician too. He's really good. Yeah, he's a really good musician, like good singer. So
You ever go to any crazy concerts? Like you
been
didn't
to
have too many, but like
so many like awesome, like man, AC/DC. We saw him like 5 rows. We're right there, man. They're touring. What was it like 2000? I want to say 12 or something like that. Like
you ever have to like elbow a girl for a set list?
oh, dude, no.
I bet his skipping ass went right up your ass. I mean, his skipping foot went right up your ass. You know the guy I'm talking about in AC/DC is jumping around,
Angus
skipping
Young,
his
yeah.
foot goes right into your fucking tush.
Right up there. Yeah, no, that was cool. No, I've been to some pretty cool, like, yeah, my first concert, I was I think I was 17. I saw he got me tickets to George Thorogood. Up north, like it was in the mountains, like in the woods, like in a mountains thing, like a stage.
Oh wow!
Dark. Oh, it was the
That's
best.
cool.
They used to do these killer concerts, like weekend long. Everyone would camp out.
Yeah, at least 2
Yeah.
people went missing each concert, and they were like, "We don't really care about those
Yeah,
people. They're
right, yeah.
festival people. Don't
Yeah,
worry
yeah.
about them.
They had.
They're part of the land now.
They belong to the chains."
Sacrifice to the sounds of the forest.
All right, this got pretty wild.
Yeah, there's some pretty good. There are some pretty good shows I've been to. I like. Do you what any stories that you've seen? Any cool bands? What have you seen?
We've seen a lot of different music. We like a lot of stuff. I like mainly like rock music, indie
Okay.
music. I like a lot of classic rock, The Dead, Paul Simon, The Talking Heads. Like
Okay.
into a
Oh,
lot of
Talking
shit.
Heads, that's good, yeah.
Some rap music. I guess a lot of rap music. Like Taylor Swift, I listen to it enough to the point where
Taylor
I have
Swift.
to. I like it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like some of the songs. They're pretty good.
Don't pretend like you don't like some of the songs. No, we've seen a lot of good concerts. Like I'm trying to think of like some of the crazy experiences. We were at the Talking Heads at the Beacon Theater in New York City.
That's pretty cool. I'd like
That
to
was
see the
cool, and we
Talking
were on the
Heads.
floor. We had these like bomb ass seats. We were very young. This was like I was a senior in high school. Joey was a freshman in college, and so we were like the youngest people like there, essentially like alone too, because it's like the two of us being like, we're gonna see fucking him sing like all these songs like that we know, like all these like we were just big fans like of the Talking Heads, of David Byrne, and he was doing it with St. Vincent, and so we got these great seats, like probably like I don't know 20 rows back if that. And as we're sitting there waiting for the concert to start, we see somebody come in through the side door, and this is New York City, so it's like who knows who's showing up to these shows, right? So we see this person come in, and we realize it's Paul Simon.
Wow.
And so me and Joey are looking, and we're like, oh my God. And then I think it was Joey that was like, Paul!
I did. I was like, Paul. I was like, Paul. Is it Paul?
Yeah.
Paul. And then he would turn around with his fedora on and was like,
Gave it away.
and I was like,
And we
"It
were like,
is Paul."
oh
And
my
then
God.
everyone around us, like
was
all
like,
the old people were like, and
my
like,
That was
like
really Paul.
high five, and dude.
That's nice.
Yeah.
that was a pretty crazy thing. Another thing, at Nick
fucking
Jonas,
khakis, bruh.
at
Huh?
Sunfest one year, we got like front row for Nick Jonas.
Oh, is that's your yeah,
One of the
Nick
Jonas
That
Brothers.
was very unpleasant.
And-
Shannon
no.
was
It's
doing
not.
weird shit. I was
Oh
kind of
my
like
God.
getting weird, bro.
No, okay,
I thought I was
so
gonna have to fucking
this
grab his
was-
nuts.
This was like a long time ago, and Joe Jonas was playing in his other band, Cake or whatever, or Dance that had that song "Cake by the Ocean,"
Yeah,
right?
right.
Okay, so he's playing with Dance, and Nick Jonas was playing, and I was like, "There's no way they're not going to do some collab shit." This was before they got back together. This is while they were broken up, the Jonas Brothers, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is it. We're gonna see the Jonas Brothers like this is the reunion. They're announcing it here, right at Sunfest. At Sunfest.
Pass my whiskey.
Do you want another Bing, bro?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
And
Fill that
so
up, bro.
as we're there, like Joe Jonas comes out and they do like this Jonas Brothers song that's like one of my favorites. And there's video footage of me being like freaking out, being like and Joy was like, what the hell? Like, and it's like Nick Jonas in like his sexy phase, like when he was like all like,
Sexy
oh
face.
my God. I mean, he's always been my favorite, but it was just like incredible. We were so close, and like he's jacked, and it was and then I fought a girl for the set list,
Did you?
And I
You
got
fought a
it.
girl for the set list?
and I got it,
Good for you.
and I won.
Good for you.
I
Yeah.
won.
Yeah, no, I've never had to fight a woman for a set list. Ooh,
I've gotten drumsticks from a bunch of shows.
almost fought
picks.
a heavy set woman at a Airborne concert once, but that's about it.
Yeah.
She was very
Why?
aggressive.
Why? What happened?
She was just so aggressive. She just kept like trying to push forward, like you know when like everyone's crowded and they're like, she's still trying to get like push you forward, and it's like, yo, back the fuck up, like.
Big a bitch.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just enjoy the goddamn show. What are you fucking trying to do? Yeah, it
What
was
are we
just
talking about? A big old bitch?
a big old bitch
Oh,
at a rock concert.
oh my God, dude.
Joey
You know
loves
those
a big
big
old
old
bitch.
bitches, right? They're always fucking.
I was
trying
at
to
a Bills
exert
game when I was a little kid.
their power.
This is a memory I'll always remember. And I was at a Bills game, and I was kicking the back of the seat in front of me, just minding my own business, just slapping this fucking seat like it was my job. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just fucking being a kid.
Fucking right. That's your right. Fucking right. America.
And then
Kick
this
that.
lady turned around and was like, "You better teach that kid some manners." And then I was like, and I got so scared. And that was pretty much the end of the story.
How old were you?
I was like 4 years old, maybe.
Oh.
Can I
was
speak
like-
to that? Can I speak to that 4-year-old you right now, and tell you that it's okay that you did that?
It's totally
That's
not.
therapy.
No, it's not.
It's totally not. You're a fucking asshole. You shouldn't be kicking the seat.
They should have said, "Excuse me, honey, but you can't do that. You're a little baby boo boo." And I would have went, "Me, mama."
But they told your parents to train that kid better, right?
Yeah, then they grabbed my dad by the head and the hair and they spanked him.
Wow, listen.
So
Have you ever had a run-in with a Mountie?
With a Mountie, dude, I got a $500 ticket from a fucking Mountie, not on a horse. He was in a
What?
car.
He was dismounted.
He was in a car. If he was in a horse, it would be a lot funnier though. If he chased me down in his fucking horse. No, I was speeding. I was rightfully speeding. But yeah, I got a fucking hefty ticket once going to a show in between Halifax and I think it was like St. John.
what's a hefty ticket?
St. John's, New Brunswick.
This is yours, by the way. I'm holding it like I hold your pocket in jail.
Fucking, you can hold whatever you want,
Here,
buddy.
you can give that back too if you don't. It's too much. It's too much, Pop.
Yeah, I'll take that after.
Yeah.
Now, what's the difference between like a Mountie and a regular cop? Like, it's the same thing, or what?
So it's the RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, is basically like our FBI. And then there's different divisions, so they oversee the federal police force, but then you can also hire them like provincially or municipally, like cities. Let's say small towns. Let's say Lake Worth didn't have its own police station.
Yeah.
You can hire them to be the police for your city. So there are RCMP who are just cops for that local area, and then there's RCMP. Generally, RCMP is for all of federal of Canada, so they oversee like the FBI type stuff of Canada.
Would you say
So,
there's
like,
more
ports
corrupt
and-
cops there or less there?
I feel like
About the same?
I don't know. I'm not really aware of the stats, but I mean Canada in general is pretty good. Montreal, like Quebec, is shady as fuck. Quebec, where I'm from, is like the shadiest of it. There's so much corruption.
Buffalo cops are scary. They like throw kids down the stairs and they're like, "You fell."
It's probably similar because New York. So New York, the thing is New York and Quebec have they're so close and they have a long history of mafia right?
Mm.
So there's a lot of corruption in like New York City, but state, the same as there is in like Montreal. There's so much old history of mafia between the two families from New York and Montreal.
Oh.
Montreal's very mafia. Now there's a lot of different gangs that have come in with a lot of immigration that's happening, but when I was growing up, it was bikers and the mafia.
Yeah.
So
That's
it was
spooky,
like-
dude. They'll put your nipples in a vice like your buddy, stretch them out like
The mafia, but I mean, I've done shows that like for sure were mafia, like bars or whatever, and they're the fucking coolest. Like they'll, like everything's fucking on the house, drinks, food. You know, they'll treat you super nice and really well, and they're honestly pretty fucking nice to people.
As long as you
But
don't wrong them.
Just don't get in their way.
Don't
yeah,
cross
right?
them.
Don't
cross
get
the
in their
mob.
way.
I would love to be in with the mob. You
What-
know what I mean?
Well, I just don't like how like the government is so saturated with it now. Like in Quebec, it's very mafia control, like politicians.
I've called it Quebec my whole life. Is it
Quebec,
Quebec?
It's Quebec, but I think it's funny that you call it Quebec
Quebec.
because that's like I think do Americans call it Quebec or they
Quebec.
say?
Yeah,
I
it's
also
Quebec.
They
am
say
a different
Quebec.
kind of American,
With a
dude.
Q-
I'm
with
a
a
little,
Q,
I
like
can't
a-
guess,
read
yeah,
that
you can-
well. You
Well,
know?
I feel like you're phonetically pronouncing it out if you're saying Quebec.
Quebec.
It's
That's
like
not how they say it.
Quebec.
Quebec.
it's like Quebec with like a Q, like a queen. Quebec is how we pronounce
Quebec.
it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But also I guess you guys pronounce like what would you say are like the weirdest things that you pronounce? Oh wait, okay, what do you call the stuff that you wrap things in that's kind of like metally?
Aluminum foil?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're not Australian. That's
Is that
Australians
Australian?
are aluminium.
Aluminium.
I thought maybe
Aluminium.
you guys
No,
did that.
No, but we have like certain things. So like in like Quebec's French. So like even though I'm English, we say a lot of things. Like I would say close the lights. Like I used to say that a lot. I'd say close the lights because in French it's ferme les lumières. So it's close the lights when you translate it over. But when I'd say that to like my English Canadian friends, they'd be like, "What are you, a fucking idiot? It's
Yeah.
turn off the light. You
Yeah.
don't close it.
Close
You
the
turn
lights.
it off." So that's when I'd start to
That's
realize
said in music a lot, though. They're
there's like an
"Close the
English, right? There's an English, like there's English, Quebec or English, if you want to say, because we're like, there's a lot of, well, we call it, well, there's the French will call it franglais, but there's like words that you mix and match from the two.
How would you say like my dick's on fire in French? is a lot.
Mon pénis est en feu.
What is that how you say it?
Or you'd say like
Mon pénis
mon
en
pénis est en feu.
Wait, say
Mon pénis est en feu.
Mon penis est en feu. Mon penis est en feu.
Or you say mon
And then
grain.
how do you say put it in your mouth?
You can say
after
mon
that.
grain.
Mon
That's
grain?
Mon grain is grain is like a nickname of like your, you know, it's just mon grain is suck my dick.
So
Sus
smiggering.
mon
Just mon grain. Yeah, you could say that.
How do you say
So
there's too
bad.
much cum in my mouth?
How do I never had to say that?
Okay. Then never
But in
mind.
case you're ever in that
Yeah,
scenario
yeah.
and you want to know, it's probably there's too much cum in my mouth. Ooh, what's the word for cum?
Too much
don't know if
fluid.
there-
How
what
would
would-
you say like liquid?
Yo
Liquid?
How
tiene.
would goo? Is there a word for goo in French? Le goo.
Goo.
Le goo goo goo.
I don't know. No, you just I don't know. No, there's no word for goo. It'd be like too much cum. I don't know. I don't know what the word for cum would be.
At home you would speak then what? Like English? Or at home you would speak French growing up?
Oh, English.
English.
Yeah.
But at school it was primarily in French.
No, English. I went to an
Oh.
English. Like we're very anglophone, like English speaking.
Yeah.
Where I grew up, but there was like even elementary school, there was the French school and then English school right next to it. We'd have like fights. There was always like
Dang.
rivalry. You go to the hockey rink. It's a French
hockey,
versus
yeah.
English.
Yeah.
You didn't even put your sticks in the middle. If there was enough French guys, enough English kids, we'd just be like, all right, French on that side, English on this side, and we'd get into fights, and yeah, it It was stupid back then. Now I think it's not like that. Now everyone's kind of very assimilated with one another, but there was like a lot of rivalry back then. It was a big thing.
Do you have a favorite Canadian superstar who's made it here in America? Who's your favorite Canadian celebrity?
Favorite Canadian celebrity that's
you
made
like
it?
Seth
That
Rogen?
translates to American culture, you
Like
know?
some 41.
Like
I'd
Justin
say, like,
Bieber.
Jim Carrey or something. If you want to talk like comedy, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey's Canadian. What, Toronto?
Toronto, yeah.
Okay, yeah, but that's like Buffalo.
Yeah, is that a Canadian?
Is that so? We're just all right. Okay, so he's from Buffalo. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
He's from Canada's
I'm joking.
Buffalo.
If Buffalo and
Where the cookie crumbles.
I don't know. What is
Where
Shania Twain? I love Shania Twain.
She's from, oh,
She's
wow.
from Timmins, Ontario.
So many, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Shania Twain,
Nice.
Martin Short, but that's
Oh,
Toronto.
Martin
Wow,
Short.
wow.
Man, there's so many.
Doesn't
Yeah,
count,
there are,
doesn't
there are.
count.
Yeah,
What's
it
your
just-
what's your order at Tim Hortons?
my order at Tim Hortons? Man, I don't know. Like now, it's saying like Tim Hortons sucks.
Old order.
Did I ever
Old
tell you-
order. It went downhill, but it was good.
I worked at Tim Hortons
You did, yeah.
in 2010, 2011.
Did you guys have the farmer's sandwich? You guys have the farmers in
Farmer sandwich.
the farmer's sandwich?
No, what's the farmer sandwich?
Farmer's
is
sandwich
that
is
the
pretty
Tuscan
good.
sandwich?
It's,
You talking about- I'm talking about the flatbread.
It's
Or
no, it's not a flat.
ciabatta.
No, it's
Remember the
it's like a
ciabatta
tortilla.
sandwiches?
Yes, I do. Yes, it's a tortilla, I think, which is odd because I don't know any farmers that are making tortillas, but they call it the farmer's sandwich. It's fairly new though. I think
Oh,
it's
it's
like
got
10
like
years.
egg and then
Egg,
like
and it's got like the hash brown in it, cheese, and then the
Oh,
hot
yeah.
sauce. I got this chipotle sauce or
Ooh.
something,
yeah.
and then you get that with that's a good breakfast. When I'm on the road, I get a farmer's and a coffee.
What's your coffee
Tim
order
Hortons.
at Tim
Straight up
Hortons?
Gabe.
I just go 2 cream, no sugar. I'm not a double guy.
No double double.
Just the double. It's no double.
That's the Canadian way. Yeah.
Blasphemy. Yeah, I know.
I was a Tim Ho back in the day. I worked at Tim Hortons. I got fired because I didn't wear my belt one time, so I got written up for that. And then
What?
and then another. Well, I had 3 write-ups. So my first write-up was no belt. I forgot a belt one day. The second one was I was sitting on the counter. They caught me sitting on the counter at an afternoon shift. And then the third one was I had mono. I overslept and I was a no-call, no-show. I got fired, so what I did was I cut up my uniform and I was a Tim Ho for Halloween. I cut it into a crop top, wore like a cheetah bra,
That's hilarious.
and I was a Tim Ho. Me and my friend, she also worked at Tim Hortons. We did that. But I like the donuts, the vanilla cream donuts.
The Boston
oh,
cream?
No, vanilla cream.
Vanilla cream.
Not the yellow cream. The vanilla cream.
It's like a whipped cream, like a white
Yeah.
cream in it? Okay, I know what you're saying, yeah.
So good.
They used to be great, man.
Tim
The
Hortons.
donuts were awesome back in the day.
The fraps.
Oh, the French vanilla, or the, what is
Yeah,
that?
French
the French
vanilla,
vanilla
yeah.
cappuccino?
So good.
Yeah.
Just
those were
pure
that was a,
syrup.
Oh,
The
yeah,
biscuit
dude,
sandwich
yes,
used
pure
to be
syrup
great.
For sure. I used to go French vanilla in high school. I get stoned. I go with the French vanilla cappuccino and
so good.
and a cinnamon bun.
Oh,
Dude, they're so good.
Would you call yourself a maple syrup connoisseur?
Fuck yeah. I love dark. It's got to be dark. I'm
Really?
super. Yeah, I'm picky.
you like it to be crystally when you try and open it. You can't even open it. You're like, what the fuck? It's all crystalled up.
No, that's not real
Daddy
maple
put
syrup.
his cum
if
on
it's
it.
crystal, it's not good maple syrup.
Really? It's not all crusty and sugary?
No, shouldn't be.
Cummy?
No, because then
What?
it's like sugar in it. If it's like natural, it's not. It shouldn't.
It's just
We
wet. It's straight
we
up
usually
lick.
get the good. We get the
Syrup.
good syrup.
You gotta
Where
get the good stuff.
I'm pretty good about picking it out. Even when we go camping, we get the good organic. even.
Shannon funnels it herself, refilters it.
Oh yeah.
I've made syrup before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've tapped a sugar maple
Yeah.
in college
Yeah.
because we have sugar
Yeah.
maples.
Boil it. Get it
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Boil it down, and I ate it with Eggo's French toast.
Nice.
Damn, those sound
Classy.
good right now. I'm starving.
Classy.
Yeah, I definitely.
hungry?
I like
anything to plug before we tuck you in?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing to plug.
My Instagram.
You have any
and
hopes or dreams or anything?
hopes
Abdul
and
Butt.
dreams?
Yeah.
Look at this.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'll just.
Couple gaped out homies on the playground or something.
Nah.
Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
Doesn't.
He doesn't know what.
And
he's
by
saying.
playground, I mean like adult, like gym. like we're
like
adults.
like
are.
an LA Fitness. Or
Yeah,
something?
that's where.
Go get the
Okay.
guitar.
Are you-
Shh, shh, shh.
This was a rough one
It's a
for
good-
me,
it's a
guys.
good
Gotta
thing,
be
yeah.
honest.
Joey. Sometimes it doesn't always translate. This is one of those moments.
No, it translates great. Totally matches everything. That's
It's when it
happening.
doesn't. It's not Franklish.
It's not franglais.
Franglais.
Minorly autistic or something.
Minor? You think you have a touch?
Yeah.
You think it's just a touch of it?
There's something in there.
There's something. All
Touch of charm.
There's definitely something. All right. Yeah.
Touch of charm.
Yeah, you fuck that mic.
Just putting it right in your.
Yeah, you get. Yeah.
You ever have a threesome?
No.
No, never. No. Well, you got married young, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
Is
wild.
that, is that
adventure.
what? Is this? Are you leading into something here? Is that what we're going?
No, that's usually one of our segments. I guess we just
the threesome.
it's
It's part of the podcast.
It's part of the podcast.
Do you guys have a threesome segment?
where we talk about it. A lot of people have had it.
Oh.
It's almost a 50-50 ratio, honestly. It's
Gaped out ratio.
pretty close. If you rule out like the outlying of like marriage or something.
Oh my
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no.
Most have. Some won't
Seems like a lot.
expose.
No?
We're about to gape you out, you fool.
Do you have any sort of weird reoccurring dreams?
Honestly, I don't even dream anymore.
You don't dream?
I haven't dreamt in the longest time, and I don't even think I remember the last time I dreamt.
Wow.
That's really weird. I actually never dream. You dream still? You have dreams?
Sometimes.
How do I never have dreams?
I
Do
think
you
it
dream?
varies.
No, I don't dream, but when I stopped a cheeber for a while, I definitely dream hardcore.
They say that.
It's
Really?
spooky.
They say that.
Spooky is
Yeah.
a fucking Baptist
They do say.
church.
So maybe it's 'cause
That
I
is
still
something they say.
I'm having an issue.
All right.
Stop smoking
Make
weed.
sure you guys follow Abdul online at Abdul Butt. You can find him on YouTube. You can find him on Instagram. Check him out. Follow him. Give him a like. Give him a
Yeah.
comment. Give him a
Give me
heart.
like.
Give him
That's
a.
what that's
Give
what
him
I
a
need.
something. Follow me online at Shannon Says Shit. I'm not sure exactly when this podcast is going to come out, but we got a fun new riff roulette happening up in West Palm Beach at Bodega. Barrel of Monks, the second Saturday of every month. Plantation, the last Friday of the month. We've got Spelling Buzz, now twice a month. Once at Prosperity Brewers, once at Revelry in Pompano. So catch that. That's a fun roast drinking type of show. Also, have Prosperity Brewers regular comedy show once a month. That's a free show, fun, featuring new up and coming talent, and as always, producing something. So follow Captivated Comedy Co. Captivated Comedy Co. Follow Riff Roulette Comedy. Follow Shannon Says Shit. Follow Joey or Joe_Y_Mason, Joey Mason, and follow the Thread Count Podcast. Tuck in, subscribe, like, comment, review us. Joey maybe has finally figured out his guitar, and I can stop rambling, and I think that's where we're at.
And I don't got shit going on. I got a poo.
Okay.
All right, play us a little ditty. What do you
You're
got
about to
going on?
poo out your butt. Let's go.
Abdul Butt, now don't you snicker. His name sounds funny, but he's no ass kisser. Oh, Canada, the land of Timbits, where the Putin's out in the terrace hill. Trudeau was trash, you can't afford broccoli. Spend 3 loonies just to breathe properly. Tampons in the boys, and that's totally absurd. He's sucking them for nutrients.
Is that a Tampax pearl?
Abdul Butt is in shape like my nuts. Stirring that poutine in a Stanley cup. So put some maple syrup in your double-double. Cause Abdul's here and we're down to snuggle. Let's snuggle. Let's snuggle. Let's snuggle.
Tuck in with us again next time. Thanks.